out the door. Who's to say which one's worse? Just as matters, we'll hit up the liquor store. Oh, the liquor store. Everybody needs someone to make them crazy, roll right straight for the hills. Someone to love.
Really attracted to the story and the character. I thought it was written really well and there was a lot of depth to it, so that's fine.
And can you describe your character?
My character, she actually, she's an actress, but she has all this sort of trauma underneath the layers going on between family and relationships, so she's complex.
And the Wonderwall.com question of the day, is there any big budget movie that you'd want to see as an indie movie? Say like, Attack of the Clones or something, I don't know.
Oh my god, that's a cool question. Wet Hot American Summer, although actually you couldn't make that a studio film because it's perfect as it is. I don't know, that's too tough to say.
I don't know, I think the beautiful thing about the way technology is now is that anybody can pick up a video camera and make a movie. And you don't need the money that maybe you did 10 or 20 years ago to buy film stock and make it with a film camera. And it's a democratic process. You can make a film, put it on the internet, distribute it yourself, and change things very quickly. Play a boy called Will, who kind of has a relatively traumatic childhood, and because of that lives a different kind of life to normal people. He's a street performer, and he's following the girl he loves, and it's about him revealing to her that he loves her.
The film is about a boy who's electric and he has to be plugged into the wall to survive. So it's a pretty personal story for me. It's about overcoming adversity, but it can become about a lot of different things. It can become about finding someone like you or overcoming any kind of challenge. And I wanted to show the story visually rather than tell it in long monologues. Looked at about 20 young gentlemen, and he was the guy right away. I knew it. And Joe Roberts is actually a student at Wesleyan University, which is where I made the film, and she was perfect for the role, and she already was at Wesleyan, so it worked out well.
Trainwreck is a huge part of my life. That did happen when I was a young boy. A version of that happened, and it was horrible. And it's horrible in the movie. And there are all kinds of horrible things happening in this movie within relationships. And then there's this guy Will, who is almost simplistic in his search for the good.
Ultimately attracted me to the script was the fact that there's this character that is prejudged by everybody else as being a negative force in the world, and actually he is very positive, and he doesn't judge himself negatively. Everybody else does. His brother does, the world does, and I think we do that in life. I've done that plenty of times in life with myself. I'm really hard on myself, I'm hard on other people, and yet I'm an optimist, and this guy's a supreme optimist, and I'd like to be like that. So it was fascinating for me to go down that road with him, and it was a very fine line of taking someone who's got such pure love and follows somebody, but he's not stalking them, and yet it was the hardest part I ever had to cast as a director.
And honestly, we probably met 100 people, and it's not that you get jaded, but we were a little jaded at that point, and Tom saunters in and sits down and totally blew us away. And then we're like, well, how did you get the script? Because we didn't send it to you. And then he proceeded to tell us he was camped out on someone's couch, and he was bored, he picked up the script and read it and loved it. Called his agent and said, I want this one. And so that's, the serendipity of just him finding a script on a couch, and the next thing you know, here he is in the movie.
Steve wrote a beautiful script, and I think you read so many things that don't have those elements, that you hunger for those as an actor. And as I say, certainly at my age too, you don't always get to play romances anymore, or at least, three-dimensional women, your grandmothers or mothers without that kind of depth.
What do y'all think of the feature film first?
The feature film, it was really heartwarming, kind of refreshing to see a movie like that. It wasn't so cliche and as kitschy as a lot of other love movies are.
It just ended the right way.
Yeah.
It wasn't a cheesy love story. Short was cool too.
It was cute. It was really heartwarming. You know, that there's no words, but like the actions, you could really tell like it really said a lot without saying.
I really liked the feature tonight. I thought it was really cool. I thought it was really funny. I was also really excited that my high school physics teacher was the writer of that film. So to see him up there and see what he's done now is really exciting.
The feature was exceptionally emotional for me. I cried for the entire length of the film. It was just a very emotional movie. I mean, I could certainly relate to some things that were going on in the characters' lives.
My name is davidjr.com. Do you believe in UFOs?
Do I believe in what?
UFOs.
You know, I think I do. I'm not exactly sure, but I'm leaning that way.